One of our favorite places to backpack camp is at Franklin D. Roosevelt on the Pine Mountain Trail. Franklin D. Roosevelt is near Pine Mountain, Georgia, also near Warm Springs, Georgia, the quaint little town of Warm Springs, and it's also near Callaway Gardens, which is a great place to visit in the spring when the spring flowers are blooming, and at Christmas when they have the show of Christmas lights. Pine Mountain Trail is a 23-mile trail. We parked at the tower. We were supposed to hike to Sparks Creek, but we parked in the wrong place, so we didn't quite make it to Sparks Creek. We had to stop halfway. We hadn't backpacked in a couple years, and we weren't able to walk as far as we were supposed to walk, but we had a great night. It was a little chilly that night. My daughter and I shared a one-man tent to save on weight in our packs, but we had a good time. We liked this strip of the Pine Mountain Trail because there's a lot of waterfalls along this stretch of the hike. On this 2-mile hike, there's about 5 little waterfalls on this stretch of the hike. My son-in-law had carried the camper up. He stayed at Lake Meriwether the Friday night while we camped, and then we went over and spent the night at the RV park at Lake Meriwether. My daughter was at the top of the hill laughing at us. She out-hiked us the whole time, but we were just trudging along, and then there toward the end, she walked onto the car, and we were just lollygagging and meandering and enjoying the walk and talking to everybody on the trail. But we had a good night out in the woods, and then when we got over to Lake Meriwether, which is one of our favorite campgrounds to camp up near Pine Mountain. We usually tent camp for $5 a night here, but we stayed in the RV my son-in-law had brought up, and it was only $20 a night. Now, we all fell in love with the concrete covered. We all decided we wanted one of those, but we just sat around, and my son-in-law was bored the night before there by himself, so he went to the grocery store and he cooked us all kind of steak and shrimp and scallions, and we just had a really good meal. Then we went for a walk around the lake. There was a beautiful sunset, and they have a hiking trail made around the lake, so we walked back behind some of the trail. But we were all just sitting around enjoying the fire. He carried a lot of firewood with him and burned all the firewood that he had carried up there that night and the next morning. But like I said, we had a really good short weekend hiking and staying over here in the RV. It's really pretty there at Lake Meriwether. We didn't get to go last year because it was closed because of the C word, but we enjoyed our stay this time.